Hi, everybody. It's me, Jessica Lamore.
Oi, oi, Savaloy. It's me, Kelela. I had to do it.
And we are your Denver Divas, taking you on another fabulous review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13, Episode 12. 7 contestants remain. But before we get into the episode, everybody, make sure to subscribe to the channels. Make sure to hit the little bell, comment below, sit back, grab a drink, and we're going to get back into this review. All right, Kelela, so we are on episode 12. We are down to 7 contestants, and Denali just got eliminated. And people are pissed off about it.
Yeah, I was kind of bothered by it too. I wasn't like super connected to Denali, but it didn't make sense.
No, it didn't make sense, but I can definitely see Denali very much like Lala Ree being on like an All-Stars.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of season 13 people who could end up, they should just do another season 13.
They don't have any guests for this episode, and they play a mini game, which is smarter than the pit crew. It's just silly trivia questions about Drag Race, but Candy Muse ends up winning it, and it really doesn't have anything to do with the main challenge, or there's no advantage to the main challenge. They have to, for this week's episode, build a brand over a soda pop and a jingle.
And I love that. I love a branding challenge. I'm sure you do too, because you are the queen of branding, Mama. I love that because I think it's super important as a drag queen or a drag artist. It's something I've always tried to do is like create your own lane. You know, you may be like someone else. Like, of course, I'm sure people do this with you too. Everybody thinks you look like somebody or you do something similar. At the end of the day, if you do create your own lane, which I think at least both of us do, a branding challenge is the tea for you.
It's fun. So what would you do if you had to like pick like brand your can? Like what would your jingle be? What would you think?
Well, I don't know necessarily a jingle, but I know that my soda would be called Leela.
Leela, okay, that's cute.
Leela, the last 4 letters of my name. Leela, and it would be like a lilac flavor. Like it would have like a lavender kind of flavor. Okay. It would be like floral. Yes.
What would it do?
What would it do to me?
Like what would be like what would happen when you drink Leela?
Oh, honey. What it would do is it would make you feel like the ultimate bitch.
The ultimate bitch. Okay.
The ultimate bitch. It would like you'd be like Superwoman, Wonder Woman. I don't watch all that Marvel shit because I'm not that kind of gay or queer, whatever you say. But it would make you feel like a superhero.
Super bitch powers.
Super bitch powers.
Mine would probably be called sex cells or something like that. So I'd be like, drink this, sip a little sex cells in your life or something like that. I'm probably surrounded around turning into like your free-bodied, free-minded, sexual positive self.
Does it make you horny?
There you go. Yeah. I need you on my marketing team.
Honestly, girl, I've given you so many ideas through these review shows.
I know.
On your fucking payroll.
You really have more than I ever. I'm like, oh, I do this, and you're like, no.
No. That's not what you're gonna do. You're gonna do that.
Each of them creates their own jingle, their own name of their soda with their ideas, and let's go down each person about their idea and their pitch. For these promotions, these marketing challenge things, we're gonna do a shady sip if we don't like it, or a cheers if we do like it. First up was Tina Burner, and she had the drink Burnin' Up, which is like a Viagra in a can. It makes like the simple person turn into like a ravaged crazy person, like a sexually crazy person, like more adventurous. What do you think?
I don't like it. I didn't like it because it's still fucking Tina Burner.
If Tina hadn't abused her brand every episode leading up to this one, I think that this video would have gone very differently. I think that the housewife energy would have been different if she didn't put rosé in it the week before. I think that the red and fire burning up idea would have stuck if it had not been beaten over and over again.
Right, we just had to hear it and see it so much. I will say I loved the part in her video when she was in all red. I wish her brand was just all red, because all red works for me.
I don't think it was the worst one of all the groups or all the people, but I do shady sip it because I think that it missed the mark.
Yeah, I'm shady sipping it.
Next that got to present their promotion for their soda pop was Rosé, and they called it Rose-Aid. I thought that it was the best named drink.
That part, and also like me and Repper were watching it, was like, she's slaying this. Like the way she speaks and the way she sells herself is so put together, and like she gets it. She knows she knows who Rosé is, and you remember in the reviews I've always said, when am I going to find out who Rosé is? She's been doing it for a couple of weeks now, but tonight is like the ultimate grand dame moment of her knowing who Rosé is.
I'm gonna cheers it. I loved it.
Cheers, Rosé. I love you now, and I think you might be my top.
Olivia was next to present, and you have Liv, drink, happy, positive, like you turn from sad to happy. And my biggest critique was that Olivia had the most production in her commercial, like most editing done, and that if that was taken out of the picture, it would not have been able to carry on its own.
Oh God, girl. Like, I don't know. We talked about this a little bit with Utica last week. It's like, for me, I feel like queer people, and especially artists as a whole, whether you're queer or not, artists are like very disturbed individuals at their core. You know what I mean? We're not all happy all the time. Like I said last week, I can't do the toxic positivity thing. So her coming on and her whole brand was like, oh girl, I'm over it.
I can see that. I guess I didn't think of it in that kind of direction, even though it's like part of who she is. Was that necessarily like that's not all of who she is? Like it's implying something different.
Right.
I'm shady sipping it as well. Next to present their idea was Simone, sweet tooth to take the uptight person and make them feel easy.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really well done. It was great.
Well, I think for someone like her, she's all about branding. Like you know, people impersonate Simone now. You know, Bob the drag queen's done it. You know what Simone is. Everybody can impersonate them and make it fun and cool. And she did Simone. Period.
She's branded herself every single episode in a different aspect to learn more about her while also staying on brand. That this is kind of leading her up for like the most success. Like everyone you can expect her to follow her gut and put something out there that people would fall in love with.
I love you, and cheers to you, bitch.
Huge cheers. Next to present their idea is Utica. Utican is the idea. You feed this to Clara the cow. You drink out of the udder. You feel happy and wonderful.
Here she comes.
Hola, Taylor.
Hi.
Baby, I love you.
Love you too. And I thought when she was presenting it, it was going to turn into like a Crystal Method moment where you were really confused. It didn't make sense, but it seemed really weird, but then it like pulled through and it didn't do that. Obviously, it was not good at all.
Yeah. I love Utica and I love her quirkiness. Like I've said before, I tried to marry her when I met her. I love her. It just didn't make sense to me. And the thing I kept focusing on, and I said this on the mic tonight, was that she was so upset about possibly coming off as racist last week. But then she said that she's basically into bestiality in this video.
Oh.
It was just not good. Outside of bestiality, it was not good. But we love you, Shady Sip, Utica, Uticant, apparently.
Utica. Candy Muse presents her idea for hers. It is the K special. And you go on like a journey. There's some like on a trip. Every circuit gay was living their fantasy because they thought it was a whole different kind of drink.
Oh, honey, they were going into the hole.
Mm-hmm. And they were stuck there. I personally didn't think this was a smart thing. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think that the name of it was smart or the way that it was branded was smart, because how she branded it is not Candy Muse. God bless you. She branded it in a way that was like, yeah, I'm like creating a story, but that's not what I think of when I think of Candy Muse, is like drinking this and going on a trip. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess I didn't think. It's kind of the same way you said earlier. I didn't think of it that way. Like with Olivia, I didn't think of it that way. I just saw her doing really well at the challenge alone. You know what? Hold on. I need to be on everybody's payroll at this point, because I just realized she should have named it Candid Candy, and it makes you tell the truth.
Oh, that would have been completely. That is Candy Muse. That is a winning thing.
Candy, Jessica, everybody, every drag queen in America, call me, because I may not know my own brand, but I know y'all's brand. At the end of the day, I'm gonna cheers it.
I'm going to, because of the challenge, I'm gonna shady sip it.
That does not mean you can treat Candy Muse that way. In
I don't hate her.
House.
I don't hate her, but I think that she didn't hit the challenge correctly.
I'm about to Jenny Lemon this show.
Okay, well, bye. God, why am I saying weird shit?
You're stoned, you're a drug user, and you're an abuser and rude.
I'm actually not that high right now. I am rude, but I'm not that high right now. Last to present their idea for their soda is Gottmik, and I can't remember the name of it, but I do remember it's very Paris Hilton vibes, just like you're trying not to be, you're taking like non-sexy things, but when you drink it, you turn sexy.
No, I feel like my reaction right now is exactly how I thought. I was just so confused but smiling because they look so beautiful. I really thought Gottmik was going to be in the bottom.
I don't think that at this point, like Tina, I don't think that like Tina's was bad, but not in comparison. Tina's had a storyline and something at least.
Yeah, there was a brand there, but also I'm just like so over her.
I know you are. When they're ready to go, you get ready to go, and you don't get off the train till they're gone. So we get to the runway after, and obviously we went in different order. We talked about the presentations of their soda can and their branding first, but runway looks. The theme is Beast Couture.
Beast Couture, which really translates to fur.
Yeah.
Furries.
So first on the runway, let's talk about Rue's look. Rue's is nothing crazy, but it's a classic, like well-fitted gown, great hair. I think they look amazing, but it's nothing like out of the box of Rue.
No, but also I just love that they're showing legs so much lately. Like I said on the mic earlier, I'm like, I think she got wooden legs. I think she got wooden legs. I think she took a little break and she got wooden legs, because those legs, honey, are perfect.
They're absolutely perfect, and her titties are looking great. Everything looks great. First on the runway, this is Beast Couture. We have Utica.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. I was upset.
Off the top of my head, gorgeous.
I was upset how much Michelle downplayed it and said that it wasn't anything spectacular, because to me, on the runway, this was the most runway fashion look.
I think we also have to talk about, like, their list that they were given may not have said to be couture. It could have been something like furry or fur or anything. It may not have said that actual.
It doesn't matter. It's still Beast Couture.
Right. But what I mean by that is that maybe it maybe other, because it seems like everybody else was not doing couture gowns, like fashion runway.
I'm gonna cheers it.
Yeah, I'm gonna still cheers it.
Next on the runway was Candy Muse, and I thought that her makeup looked great, but what the fuck was she wearing?
I don't know what she was wearing. Once I started looking at it, I'll be honest, I fucking loved it.
No, that's trash. That's a terrible opinion. It was not good.
That's trash. That's a terrible opinion. Get out of here.
It wasn't good, girl. Even if the concept was good, the way she did it was not good.
Yeah, I guess you're right, kind of.
It wasn't good.
It was fun. It was fun.
She took a morph suit, patched out fur, and then inflated an alien, put it around her neck.
Ah! Okay. I'll agree.
Look at you. Yeah, roll them fucking eyes, bitch.
I loved it. I thought it was fun and campy. But
You're blinded by the Candy Muse that you love her. I love her too.
Candy Muse is not my favorite. There are 3 people above Candy
I never
Muse.
said she was your favorite. I said that you love her. You're a stan, and therefore you're blinded because it's Candy.
Don't do me, bitch. Don't do me, bitch.
We're trading places today, motherfucker.
Anyways, I'm going to shade some bit.
Yeah, you better. Next on the runway was Tina Burner. And for me, this was my favorite look that Tina has ever worn on the runway for this season. Campy, almost could have been tacky with kind of fashiony. I loved it.
Yeah, I don't think this specific look was tacky. I already had like preconceived notions about her going into the runway because I was just so bothered by her.
Because you're wrong again. I'm gonna take I'm cheersing Tina Burner's look.
I'm gonna hold it back here and cheers it just because I also did not talk about how much I hated that hair on her.
Next on the runway, and this is the one I think that we're both agreeing on, is Simone. It was so good.
She did it the best. She was sexy. I personally, I don't mean to kink shame at all. Repro was saying earlier she doesn't care if people know about this, so I'm going to tell it right now. We both kind of agree on the fact that I think that furry shit is weird as fuck. I don't mean to offend you. I'm not trying to offend you, YouTube, at all. I still love you if you're into furry shit. But I've always hated it. And then when I saw her do it, I was like, I think I'm a furry.
If I had a shot, when we started doing shots, I would take a shot, but this is a full-on cheers for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to make anybody come down here and give me a shot, so I'm just going to take a big gulp.
Next on the runway was Gottmik.
What I will say about it is that I think that Gottmik's look was not like revolutionary. We've seen the eyes, the teeth, the moment. We've seen all that. But it was
exactly
executed in a way that I think has been done better than anybody I've at least seen with the eyes and the mouth and all that stuff. It was the best version I've seen of it in a minute. I think it's just a little outdated.
Because I said the same comment, like we've seen the big eyes, we've seen the teeth, we've seen something like that, but this was the most elevated that we've seen it. Gottmik, for me, it's gonna be a cheers because the look is great. So cheers.
Absolutely. It's such a good look.
Next on the runway is Olivia. And I think that Olivia's was good. It was very Monsters, Inc. But I wish that it was the next level. Like, I feel like it was like in its beginning stages.
Yeah. I just feel like she's not equipped.
We're having this roller coaster hump of Olivia of like, she started really like not elevated, got really elevated and was doing good. And then it's back down. It's like not continuing with it.
And then you see it again. But I also think there is some aspect of that where we live in drag right now in our culture that maybe it's not her that was elevated along the way. It was the people who were working with her. I'm not saying it was a bad look. I'm going to cheers it either way, but it's going to be back here.
It fit the bill of what the runway was. Rosé is the last one down the runway. And I loved it. I really did.
Oh my God. It was so gorgeous. When she walked out, me and Repro both were like jaw drop moment.
I think that it was detailed. It was thought out. It was really, really good.
Yeah, and I love red as a color in general. I don't wear it a lot, but I love it on other people. And to see it all red, I don't know. When she walked out, she just looked expensive. She looked like the theme, and then also just like she looked like a winner to me.
There you go. That's actually that's exactly it. She is a super big cheers from me.
Super huge cheers for me.
As they are all on the stage, we find out that we have a double win between Simone and Rosé, which is, I think, completely understandable. I love that.
Yeah, completely understandable. They both did good in the challenge. They both did good on the runway. They both made, like I said about Rosé, when they both came around the corner, they just looked like winners.
This is Simone's 4th win, which is putting her in the first place of the number of wins that people have, which is great. And she had 2 wins in a row. Regardless, Tina and Utica end up being in the bottom. Do you agree with Tina and Utica being in the bottom?
Slightly. Like I said earlier, I really thought that Gottmik was going to be in the bottom. I was prepared for it. I did not think Gottmik could have possibly went home, whether they were in the bottom or not. But I was prepared for it, but I was not mad that Tina was in it. I wasn't. I think that she also deserved to be in the bottom. I would have actually loved to see a 3-person lip sync.
Okay. I think that Tina should have been the 3rd worst in the bottom.
Yeah, I still think she deserved a lip sync, though. I think that it wasn't to be someone who should be able to sell their brand, who is such a branded person, and to not do that is like.
But she did it better than like Gottmik did.
She may have done it better, but like Gottmik isn't known for their brand necessarily, right?
That's
like it's
the problem.
Like,
that's the whole challenge. I disagree, but regardless, Tina and Utica end up being in the bottom. They lip sync to My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas, which I think is a great song. I was so fucking into that when they were lip syncing.
I loved it, and I will also say that Tina slayed that lip sync. What the fuck happened? I don't know.
Yep. Tina fucking slayed that lip sync, and she goes home. I think that Utica should have gone home for that.
Absolutely.
Tina went home. Utica's in the race. We have 6 queens left. Now, I'm curious. I don't want to know about your top 4, but who do you think is going home next?
Utica.
You think Utica's going home?
Olivia, actually.
I think that it's going to be Utica next. But we will find out. Next week is a roast challenge, comedy roast challenge, and there's not that many comedy queens left in the top 5. You type in the comments below. Tell us what you think, whether you agree with us, disagree with us. Help us settle some of the arguments we had today, and we will see you next week. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I love you.
I love you.